looking wild and looking tired and looking for me. Whoa, right. Hey, but I said it ain't gonna happen. These sweat.
Hey. Good morning, people. Good morning, people. I am Tanya Ira Brown, and I am live with you all this morning while you are on the grind, on your morning drive, okay? Um, I want to I hope everybody's doing good out there, okay? Um, Not gonna try to be too long-winded today. I want to get right to it. So what I did Sunday, April the 13th, I did a live screen with that was featuring, if you all seen it, um well, RFK JR. And I want to do a retake on that because I had technical difficulties and it didn't work out as planned. So I want to do this again without um, doing too much. Okay. So anyway, the reason that I chose him today, because on this show we talk about different things, and he had been making the news due to the measles outbreak that's happening here and there, which they say haven't happened within like a decade. So I said, you know what? Let's get to know him a little bit better. So that's why I chose him, and I found it to be interesting to me. And I said I'll share that information. And then when I was talking to my son about it, um, he was like, "Isn't he good? Like Kennedy's?" And I'm like, "They were good, They were good." So that's why I wanted to talk about him, because of how things can be misleading. So what I know about them, when it first started happening, when he first came out, and this was in the beginning when all the presidents was running. It was Trump, it was Biden, and then it was Kennedy, right? And I said, oh, well, that's cool, because when you think of Kennedy, you think of good things to me, and that's what I got from my son too. He said, "Isn't that good too?" Kennedy's, he heard good things about Kennedy. So without knowing more than what we know, sometimes that's beyond the surface. Because sometimes we just look at the surface of things. So on the surface, you would just thought, hey, Kennedy is good. But beyond the surface, it's quite interesting. He's not who he appears to be as far as his name legacy. And I know a lot of people know, that that whole thing switched up after, certain Kennedys passed away. And when it got to him, um, the game had changed. But see, a lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know that. Just like some people might say, oh, the Orange Man is great. And some people are like, oh, Batten and them, they great. Like everybody got what they think who's great, right? So I'm not here to tell you who's great and who's not great. I'm just here to share some information with you about RFK. Hold on there. because I be mixing them up. I just mix them up. Yeah, let me look at my phone again, so I can make sure I get that right. Um, that's RFK. Yeah, which let me change that on my paper. So RFK is Robert Francis Kennedy Jr. Okay, and he is the nephew to the main number one that we know, John F. Kennedy. And it's a whole line of them. And I'm not gonna try to give you the whole story, but you got John F. Kennedy that was the president. Then his brother did some things, and I don't know if his brother went for president or whatever, but he down the line, and then he tries to run for president here and there. I think he flip flop and he does this and he does that. He just go to the area that he feel like is most beneficial to him. So he was running as an independent, and then Trump was running as a Republican, and then we had Biden before Harris stepped in and took over. So that was your Democratic Party. So I was already thinking, I said, you know what, I'm probably going to go with Kennedy, but his campaign wasn't going strong enough. And I'm like, I think he had a chance to win if he would have kept in it, possibly, and stuff, and then picked some of the stuff that he was going to stand for, and he could have possibly won. But when things wasn't going this way, it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go over there and join. When he wanted to try to go over there and join Harris and them, and they said, "No, we don't want to do that with you." So then he went over there with Trump, and Trump accepted him. So then he like, "All right, well, I just run Republican," and so then he was like, I'm against vaccinations." And then it's like, I am for vaccinations. So to me, he just do whatever he feel is best to do that best benefit him and whoever he's working for at that particular time. So, um, so now he's in control of. He's the secretary. He's the secretary of human. What is it? The secretary for human. Well, the Secretary for Health and Human Services, basically, which is in control of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Yeah, so he's the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services, which falls CDC. There's a lot of stuff to fall under there. And on my last podcast, I was trying to show you all pictures and videos and stuff, and I had technical difficulties, and it didn't come out as planned. And I'm not even going to try to show you any of that. I just want to clarify myself and try to fix up what I did. Okay. So that's what we got going on. So I had some clips and stuff to show you. You can try to go back and see it if you're interested. And if not, it's always like a lot of information out there for you. But yeah, but he's been making headlines, and we're going to continue to hear from him because he actually carries a very important role that for us as the United States go-to guy when it comes to healthy, safe with food, with health and everything. And I don't think he's the guy for it. So he was appointed by Donald Trump. And to me, like he did drugs. Look, he's in control for the Center for Disease and Control and Prevention and Health and Human Services and stuff. But he dealt with some drug problems himself, and I'm not judging him for that. But well, I guess I am a little bit. So anyway, but then beyond the drugs, and he was on drugs, he did like weird things that I learned. I didn't even know about all this stuff, like he killed the bear. Well, he didn't kill the bear, but like he ran across a bear that was dead, and then he picked it up and put it in his car, and he was going to take it home because he was going to skin it to eat it, because he said you could eat bear meat and it was legal. But then he forgot that he had to get on the plane to go to a dinner, and he didn't have time to go home and drop the bear off. So what should he do? So he decided that he'd drop the bird off. I mean, I said the bear off at the park, Central Park in New York, and then and then go catch his plane. And then he happened to have a bike in his car, and then so he said, wouldn't it be kind of humorous to put the dead bear on the bike? So he put the bear on the bike, left it in the park, went on to his dinner meeting, caught the plane and stuff. And then the next day, it was all on the news, the police, yellow tags, yellow ropes, whatever, all out there. And they like, who would do such a thing like that? And then it come out. I think he might admit, like, hey, that was me. I thought that'd be a funny joke. Ha ha ha. And I don't no charges was made or anything. How the America loves animals and stuff. Had it been anybody else, I think they would have went straight to jail, like go to prison immediately. So he was able to get away with that. Then there was something about him with a well head on his car. They took a well head and they put it on top of the car, and they was riding down the street. Some girl was in the car with him, and I heard that like all the blood and stuff was like gushing on that face and blah blah blah, and that was like hilarious to him too. And then I think he was gonna um he was eating like a dog or something like that, and it was a dead dog. It was just like the bones or something like that, and he thought that was pretty cool too. So I just thought that was all kind of weird stuff, and just the people, excuse me, just the people that we have in authority right now that have very high positions. Um, like on the federal level, I'm talking like the president um and all his people that surround him, that he's appointing. Like it's not based upon skills or nothing like that. We all know if they are loyal to him, then they get to be, part of the crew. So what I'm calling this is, because it's like he's in charge of that. Like I said, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Then you got Elon Musk, that's Doge, and you got all these different other people that he's appointing to these different cabinets. But I just call it one big freak show. And so that's who we got going on. And these are the people that we really, really have to take seriously. So um, I had just wanted to kind of try to fix up what I did, because that was pretty. Well, I ain't gonna say it's bad. Look, this thing is a learn as you go type of thing. So that was a little short, brief history of RFK Jr. Okay, RFK, and I hear that the whole family, all got interesting stories. That's an interesting family. So that's the spill on him, for those who know and for those who don't know. So when you hear his name around, that's all I think of. When I hear him, and he got a real raspy voice, and he got different stuff, because something about a worm, he had a worm or something in his head or something going on. So like he is full of weird, weird stories. And that I don't understand. I don't understand that. But is it for me to understand? Um, And with this vaccination stuff, he said you don't have to get it. He didn't really believe in it, and he had the conspiracy saying like it do things to you, and um, and then not only that he was doing it for the COVID, but like for measles and different things for kids, not to get the immunization. So now they're saying like we got this measles outbreak, and the kids we had 2 deaths from the measles, so far saying there's an outbreak that's happening. It haven't spread it like worldwide, but is getting a bit out of control. So, as far as vaccinations are concerned with me, I think it's just do what you think you need to do for yourself. I think you can have the vaccinations available, and then I think people should freely be able to say, I want to get it or I don't want to get it. Like with schools, they saying you have to get your kids vaccinated in order to go to school, but you can have exemptions, due to religion and due to different things. So parents, if you do not really want to get your kids vaccinated, you do have a right not to do so, even though the schools will push you to do it, especially as black individuals. They'll say, well, you won't be able to come to school and stuff. But I know religion is one way to exempt yourself from it. So, um, and now you have a choice too, whether you want to do the COVID vaccination, all of this stuff, the flu, all of that type of stuff that these shots and vaccinations, you have your own choice. So that's what I like. I like the freedom of choice. So just keep that in mind. And I hope you all have a great day and that everything is going good for you all thus far. Okay. And let's just remember that we are in control of ourselves, though. We honestly is. So the more we know, the better off we are. Okay, so I am going to be closing on out with that message, and I hope that um, you all enjoy this quick little podcast. Okay, so anyway, that's what it is, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You know, that's what I want you to do for me. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification, please. And feel free to leave me a comment and tell me how you like that. Tell me if you like when I try to do shorter ones or long ones and stuff. I'm still trying to fill this thing out. And we'll talk again tomorrow. But I just wanted to fix some of that stuff up about that. And like I said, now we know a little bit more about RFK JR. All right, I'm out. Bye.
I can see things looking wild.